Hey everyone, welcome. If you're a PhD student about to dive into fieldwork, think of this as your survival guide from a senior who's been through it. We're going to break down how to navigate the amazing and, yeah, sometimes really tricky world of ethnographic research.
That's the big question, right? That's what this is all about. Ethnography isn't just about collecting facts. It's a full-on adventure into understanding. It's really about seeing the world through someone else's eyes. And in this explainer, we're going to map out exactly how you can do that for your dissertation. So here's our roadmap for the journey. We'll start with the basics, what exactly ethnography is. Then we'll cover the first practical steps of getting into the field. After that, we'll get into the really crucial skill of balancing two different perspectives. And we'll even look at the big ethical choices you're going to have to make. And stick around because I'll share some pro tips on the top 3 traps to avoid before we look at the incredible payoff for all your hard work.
Okay, so where do we even begin? Well, the absolute foundation of any ethnographic study is figuring out your focus. And it all starts with what we call a culture sharing group.
The key phrase here is shared patterns. See, ethnography isn't about studying just one or two people off on their own. We're looking at a whole group. It could be a team, a company, an online community that's been interacting long enough to develop its own unique vibe, its own lingo, its own unwritten rules. That is what we're here to study.
So you've got your group picked out? Awesome. Now comes what's often the toughest part, actually getting in the door and starting the work. So let's talk about how you get access and really immerse yourself.
First things first, you've got to find your gatekeeper. This is the person who holds the keys to the kingdom, who can vouch for you and let you in. Once you're in, though, this isn't a quick visit. Real ethnography means long-term immersion. You have to be there, day in and day out, participating in daily life. This whole process is called participant observation, and it is the absolute heart of ethnography. It's how you get that rich, first-hand data on what people are actually saying, what they're doing, and even the stuff they're using every day.
Okay, so you're in. You're immersed. Now the real mental gymnastics begin. You have to learn how to see the world through 2 completely different sets of eyes at the same time.
We call these the emic and etic perspectives. Think of it like this. Emic is the insider's view. It's how they see their world, in their own words. You get this from direct verbatim quotes. Etic, on the other hand, is the outsider's view. That's you, the researcher, stepping back and using your academic toolkit and social science theories to make sense of it all. The real magic, the best research, happens when you bring these 2 views together. Now, this is a perfect example of that emic perspective. As a researcher, you could just write, the group has specific initiation requirements. Kind of dry, right? But hearing it in their own words, you get the code, it's about respect, that gives you a much deeper, more authentic feel for their cultural values. This is the gold you're digging for.
And the ultimate goal of blending these emic and ethic views is create what we call thick description. This isn't just about listing off what you saw, no way. It's a rich, interpretive story that gets at the meaning behind the actions. You take the insider's powerful words, you analyze them with your outsider's academic tools, and you weave it all together into this incredible cultural portrait that just brings their world to life for anyone who reads it. As you're doing all this work, you're going to face a pretty fundamental choice about the whole point of your research. And you have to ask yourself, are you here just to describe the world as you see it? Or are you here to try and help change it? So, there are basically 2 main paths here. The first is realist ethnography. Think of yourself as an objective reporter. Your goal is to describe the culture, family life, work, rituals as accurately as you can from a third-person scientific point of view. But then there's critical ethnography. This is totally different. Here, you're more of an advocate. You're intentionally focusing on issues like power, inequality, and oppression, and your ultimate goal is to empower marginalized groups and push for real social change. It's a big decision, and it'll shape your whole project. All right, let's switch gears and get really practical. Time for some survival tips. Because fieldwork is an incredible experience, but trust me, it is full of potential traps. So here's some advice from someone who's seen it happen. Okay, there are 3, just 3, major pitfalls that trip up almost every new researcher. But if you know what they are ahead of time, you'll be way ahead of the game. First up, the classic trap, going native. It's so easy to get so immersed that you start to lose your researcher's perspective. The solution is to always remember that dual vision we talked about. You're a participant, for sure, but you're also an observer. Second, the time sink. Seriously, however long you think your fieldwork will take, you should probably plan for more. Deep immersion takes a massive amount of time, so build that into your plan from day 1.
And finally, and this is a big one, ethical blind spots. Never forget you're a guest. Be super transparent, figure out how you can give back to the community that's sharing its life with you, and always be mindful of your own impact. So, after all the challenges, all the long hours, all the careful analysis, what do you actually get at the end? Let's talk about the incredible, rewarding outcome of this whole journey. What you've made isn't just a report, it's a map. A deep, detailed, interpretive map of an entire culture. It's a map that shows a reader not just what people do, but why they do it. It reveals the hidden logic, the unspoken rules, and all the shared meanings that make their social world tick. And that is a truly powerful thing to contribute. So as you get ready to start this journey, just remember that you are becoming a cartographer of human culture. You've got the basic tools, you know the lay of the land, you've heard the warnings. So the only question left is, what amazing hidden world will your map reveal?